Welcome to Organic Intellectual, a space where ideas are not just discussed but lived. This is a podcast for those who challenge the status quo, who believe in critical thinking, and who see knowledge as a tool for transformation. I am your name, your host, and today, in this very first episode, we will set the stage, who we are, what we aim to do, and why this space matters in today's world. Let's start with the name, Organic Intellectual. What does it mean? Why this name? The term comes from the Italian Marxist thinker Antonio Gramsci, who argued that intellectuals are not just those in universities or think tanks. Rather, every society produces its own intellectuals, people who emerge from within communities, from working-class struggles, from activism, from real lived experiences. These are the organic intellectuals, those who connect theory with practice, who do not just interpret the world but seek to change it. In contrast to traditional intellectuals who often detach themselves from society, organic intellectuals are embedded in it. Think of Frantz Fanon writing on colonialism while actively participating in liberation struggles. Think of Ambedkar, who didn't just theorize caste but worked relentlessly to dismantle it. These are the intellectuals who inspire this podcast. In today's world, where information is abundant but wisdom is scarce, where opinions are everywhere but meaningful dialogue is rare, we need spaces that cultivate depth, critical engagement, and nuanced understanding. This podcast is a response to that need. Here, we will engage with political philosophy, history, social movements, and contemporary issues. We will explore the connections between theory and practice. We will break down complex ideas without simplifying them to sound bites. And most importantly, we will engage with voices that are often unheard. Activists, scholars, artists, and everyday people who shape history from below. So, what can you expect from Organic Intellectual? Each episode will be a deep dive into a critical theme. Some episodes will focus on political philosophy, breaking down the ideas of thinkers like Gramsci, Marx, Fanon, or Ambedkar. Others will analyze contemporary political events, elections, protests, authoritarianism, media narratives. Some episodes will take a historical perspective, exploring movements and revolutions that have shaped our present. And then there will be interviews. Conversations with scholars, writers, and activists who challenge dominant ideas and offer alternative ways of thinking about the world. Whether it's discussing the impact of digital capitalism, the rise of populist politics, or the histories of anti-colonial struggles, this podcast will always ask the deeper questions. But why does any of this matter? Why should we think critically? Because ideas shape the world. The dominant ideas of our time determine what is considered normal, acceptable, or inevitable. But history tells us that nothing is inevitable. The structures of power that seem permanent today can be dismantled tomorrow, if we have the knowledge, the tools, and the collective will to challenge them. This podcast is not about academic jargon. It is about thinking critically, engaging with the world around us, and understanding that knowledge is not neutral, it is always political. It can serve the powerful, or it can empower the marginalized. And here, we choose the latter. So, as we embark on this journey, I invite you to engage, to think, to question. Subscribe to this podcast, follow us on social media, and be part of the conversation. Share your thoughts, your critiques, your insights, because this is not just a podcast, it is a space for collective learning. Welcome to Organic Intellectual. Let's think, let's challenge, let's change the world.